What? What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone? It's Quade here, back in with a brand new video, and this is something I want to do for a very long time. And I'm finally gonna do it here today. We're gonna do an iPhone tier list. You know, all the ultimate iPhone tier list you could possibly find. I'm gonna rate all the iPhones from a F to S category ranking system on tier lists. And you know, this is something I want to do for quite some time now. I think it'll be a pretty cool video. I have owned almost every single iPhone except for maybe a few, or maybe I have used them in the past or something like that. But we're gonna rate them, we're gonna tier them, we're gonna put them where we are. Some are gonna be based off of like my knowledge of the phones themselves, or some is gonna be based off of my actual use. So let's jump into this. Enough talking. Let's get started. Let's get slotting. You get it? No? Okay. All right. So first thing first, we got the. You see the on the screen right here. I'm looking at my laptop. We got not my laptop, my monitor. We got the tier list right here. We're gonna start off as the tier list go on the bottom, but they're not in order. Sadly, and sorry for the construction outside. It is that time of day, that time of year when it just keep doing construction out here. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into this. So. You know how the tier list goes. You slot the stuff for you talk about the phones, you just put them where I feel like they should go. So let's jump right into this instead of talking so much. Alright, so the first phone on the list here. Alright, so the first one we're gonna actually rate. Let's start from the most recent phone that came out most recently, and that is the iPhone SE3, which is right here. If my screen would grab it. So we had the SE3, that's the latest iPhone that came out. I'm just playing different right now. And you know, SE3, I don't own it personally, but I've seen a lot of reviews on it. A lot of people do not. And I would say people are not fancy of this phone in general because the price point, they raised the price from the previous SE. It's a very old design. Like, I get it, it's supposed to be like that cheaper edition. But I think at this point in time, Apple could adopt the old 10 or 10R model as the new SE and be perfectly fine, but Apple has not done that. They're still sticking to the old big bezels Touch ID system. I don't necessarily agree with this. I think Apple should take the 10 or the 10R design, maybe put the Touch ID in the home button, take out Face ID if you want to save money there, and do something like that for like a special edition phone. Bring back the headphone jack, make it something special and something that people want to buy. So I personally I'm not a big fan of the SE3 and the way they've done it and the price raise. So I'm actually going to actually keep in the F category for now. I think this is probably not, just the timing of the release of the phone is just off, and like you can get the iPhone 11 for almost the same price, which is a way better phone. The chip, it's still gonna last you a long time for upgrades. So honestly, if I had to pick between the two, I would go for the iPhone 11 or the iPhone 12. All right, so next on the list, we're gonna we're gonna move away a little bit backwards here. So that'll be the 13 series, and we're gonna start off with just the 13, the regular 13, which is right. Let's start with the 13 mini actually, since I found it first. 13 mini, I heard it's an improvement over the original 13. All the 13 had the same camera system now, so the 12 series did not. The 12 Pro was the only ones that had, the 12 Pro Max, the only one that had the new camera and some other features in there. 13 mini I heard is a little bit better. I never owned it before, but I do like the form factor of the mini. I think it's a cool thing to do. And like personally, if I had to put this in here, I think the 13 is a really good phone. So if I'm gonna put the 13 mini with the 13 itself, I would rank the 13s, the base models, around like a B tier, so I'll put both of them there. I would rank them around the B. I think they're pretty awesome phones, upgraded cameras, and I think they're top-notch iPhones. But I will say that I will put the 13 Pro, if I can find it here, 13 Pro Max right here. I will honestly probably put that in the A tier. And I honestly put the Pro with that in A tier. I think I have it right here. It got beat up a little bit, but these are honestly some of my favorite iPhone. When it first came up, people was like, "Oh, it's not that big of an upgrade from the 12 model," and it maybe might not be, but there was a lot of small things that made this a way better iPhone. The smaller notch, the cameras, the screen, the battery life. There's a lot of small improvements in this phone that just made it better, and I love this like sky dark, or I don't know what kind of blue it is, but I love that color of the phone. So yeah, I'll put those in A for now. But moving right along, we gotta keep this moving, keep this going. Let's go down to the 12 series. So the 12 series, right? I'll put the 12 Pro Max in B, okay? Because it was the better phone of the line, all right? However, see, I'm so slouching there. However, I'm gonna put the 12 Pro in the C tier because that was the first year Apple did not, they didn't do what they usually do with the Pro line between the Max and the Pro was across the board the same. They for the first time ever they made a change where the 12 Pro Max was a slightly better phone with a slightly better camera, where the 12 Pro was not. It had last year's camera system or whatever. Because of that, I don't like what Apple tried to like different things like that because these are $1,000 phones. People should get their money worth. People should get a pro device. And I think it was maybe just time of the pandemic and like parts and stuff like that was scarcity and all that stuff. But I was not a fan of the decision that Apple did, so I'm definitely gonna put that in the C tier. Sorry, Apple, but that's just the way it is. But that leads me to where would I put the regular 12 and the 12 mini? I honestly don't know. I think the 12 was a really good phone, so I'll probably put it in the B tier, and I'll put the 12 mini along with it because they're pretty much the same phone, just a different form factor. You know what? I'll put the 12 mini a little bit lower at C because one of the big issues with the mini phones is the pricing, and people see a mini phone, you think you're gonna get like a nice small phone for a nicer affordable price. That's simply not the case here with the 12 mini. You're still gonna pay like top. You're gonna pay flagship prices no matter what. So that's why I'll put there because of the pricing. But still a pretty good phone. Some people might disagree with my placement there, but price is a very important thing when it comes to buying like new devices. Okay, so you gotta put that, factor that into your decisions. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the 11 series, and this was honestly probably one of my favorite iPhone series. I got this. I wasn't supposed to get the 11 series. I had a Galaxy 520 S25G or no. Maybe, I don't know. It was something like that. But I had the Galaxy phone that had upgraded over the summer from my 10, and I went back to an iPhone to get to 11 when it came out. I like this phone. I think it's a pretty good phone. I think a lot of iPhones are probably gonna slip, around here. For 11 Pro Max, I really enjoy using this phone a lot. So for now, I'm gonna put in the B tier. I think it was a really good phone, and I'll put the 11 Pro with it there too. For the regular 11. I'm gonna put in the C tier because like I said, once again a great phone, good stuff there. But it's getting to a point where the base series, it's kind of just, I don't know how to put it, but there's a reason why I'm gonna put it. Saying you're gonna see in the next one because of this phone. I'm actually thinking here because I took a little pause. It's like, does the 11 really belong in C? And I don't think so. I don't really have a good excuse to put it there. I think I was just like, B is getting a little bit crowded, so I try to change up a little bit. But we'll go back to that. Let's get into the 10S series. I did not own the 10S, none of them. So I'll be completely honest there. But for I will say, the 10R. I used this phone. My girlfriend had it, and I would say this is the A tier phone because the 10R pricing was on point. You get the slightly bigger screen size compared to the regular 10S, and the camera was really awesome on the 10R for some reason. I felt like honestly the camera was probably slightly better on the 10R than it was on the regular 10, and I don't know, for some reason I just felt that way. And then so I just really like the 10R series. I think it's a really good series. So that's why I'm gonna put that for now in. I'll put that for now in the A tier. Cause I think I really like it as a place there. It was a really good phone. They had amazing color options. It was just a full package when it comes to like iPhones for consumers and for the normal consumer who just buy like a regular phone. They just need something to use on a daily basis. So I'm definitely gonna put the 10R in the A category for now. The 10S Max, like I said, I never really used them. But it was just a S upgrade from like the 10. I will say because there were the S upgrades and it wasn't anything too big. The biggest thing was the bigger screen size for the Max versus the regular 10. I'm gonna put it in the C tier for now. I think Yeah, I'm gonna leave them there. Cause it wasn't that huge of an upgrade for these iPhones. It was just like you're based on S upgrade. You get slightly better cameras. You get a bigger screen for the Max. Besides that, I didn't feel like it was a worthy upgrade from my 10 at the time, so I didn't even bother with it. All right, so let's move on to the 10 because honestly, if I'm being completely honest with you, 100% honest, the 10 is probably one of my favorite iPhones ever because it was the switch. It was a switch from that big bezel home button system that they had going on. Android really passed them in that they went away with that nonsense that had like an all-screen phone. This was Apple's first time foray into that. They introduced the notch. People, like, oh, the notch, looks ugly, but we got used to it at this point. No one even noticed. Everyone even cares. I think at this rate, if they take it away, cool, but it's not like they have to at this point. So yeah, but this is honestly one of my favorite iPhones, probably my favorite iPhone ever. That's why I'm gonna have to put it in the S category because of how much I just freaking love the S, man. I just love that. I love the 10. The 10 is just a great phone. It felt substantial. It felt like a mix between like a classic, the first iPhone that I ever introduced with the silver one, and like a modern phone. It just felt really good in the hands. It felt substantial. That was like the one of the designs where I actually did like the rounded edges, but now I do prefer the squared off edges because I want that forever. So yeah, I gotta put that in S tier. And then going back from there, when they released that, they also dropped, I believe it was the 8 and the 8 Plus. I'm putting these in detail. It's just the optics of it. You drop the 10, you're gonna drop the 8 and the 8 Plus. At that point, I'm just like, I don't want this phone. This can't. I understand why you dropped it for people who, the 10 was $1,000. Not cheap at all. So I understand why they had to drop also the 8 series because it was cheaper and more affordable phone. But even then, I was just not feeling it. I was ready to move on from that form factor phones that Apple's putting out. And honestly, again, it wasn't really that big of an upgrade from the 7S. Which moves along to the 7S. So I think that is... Oh wait, there is no 7S because it went from 7 to 8. So that moves us on to the 7 and 7 Plus. And did I own this phone? I can't remember if I owned this. Is this 7 Plus one with the black glossy back? It looks like it is. So I actually never owned one of these. It's okay. But, it is what it is. I did like the form factor. I thought it was really nice. I'm probably just going to put this in... I'll put a C tier. I love the glossy design on the 7 Plus and the 7. I thought that was a perfect black that they introduced at the time. They took it away. Apple always take away their color schemes real quick. My friend had one of these phones, and it was cool. I didn't have issues with it, but just because I didn't use it personally, and I didn't feel like it was a worthy upgrade for me at the time. Because at that point, I was like almost upgrading every single year. This was like kind of the switch where I went from like about to do that, and I don't know. I just didn't feel like the need to upgrade to the 7 Plus. Cause I feel like this range of iPhones between like the 6 and the 7 or the 8 almost all blends together to a point where it's just kind of like muddled. But it is what it is, right? We move past that now. But so let's go on to the 6S and the 6 Plus. And I think I made a mistake naming these right here, but I did. I think this is a 6S Plus. I think I'm sure I could have had the rose gold color. I own this phone. I really like this phone. I thought this was a cool phone to have. I love the rose gold pink. I didn't get it. It's alright. I think it was a good color scheme. I got a gold one instead, I believe. I'm thinking between B and C. I'm thinking I'm gonna put it. I did enjoy this phone, but I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put it in the B tier. I think this one goes with it. I don't even know. So this is the 6S. This is not the 6. This is 6S. I just named it wrong for some reason. But why am I talking about this? The reason why I'm putting it B is because I honestly truly believe that the 6 and the 6 Plus are are A-tier phones because of that switch from the smallest form factor to the bigger form factor for the first time ever. And I was blown away. This was actually my first iPhones ever with the 6 Plus and the 6 Plus. And when I bought that phone, got it on launch day. I was a little bit late to get it. I had a long wait time to get my phone. Found it in Target. Went to Target, picked it up. It caused the issue of our AT&T bill with the upgrades. It was a whole mess. I gave the other one finally came in. I gave it to my mom. There still was a mess. AT&T. We eventually left AT&T to go Verizon. It was just a complete disaster, and it was all my fault because I wanted my iPhone early. But did I enjoy my iPhone 6 Plus? I sure did. Okay, love that they made the bigger screen. I was coming from an Android for the time, and I always wanted an iPhone, but the smaller screen was just pushing me away to not do it. When they finally released the bigger screen, I said, "This is time to pull the plug and let's go, let's do it." And I'm happy. I never turned back. Almost there a few times. I got a few Androids here and there, but Apple is my home. Apple's where I will belong. Apple is where I stay. All right. So I'm almost done with this list here. So now we got, we did mess up a little bit. We forgot like the SEs and stuff like that. So let's go back to the SE2, which did drop somewhere in this mix of mess. SE2 was a better phone. I'll put in the E tier because, once again, at that rate with SEs, you can just buy last year's model and get a cheaper phone or similar price and it probably will perform better. You could probably get a 10. At the time of this, you probably could get like a 10 or like something like that, 10s, and have a more updated form factor, and chip is like maybe a year or two off, and you're still gonna get upgrades for a long time. The chips are gonna last you forever the way Apple does things these days. So I'm gonna put the SE2 there. But the SE1 was actually a really good phone at the time because when it came out, all Apple had was the bigger size phones and people wanted some small phones. So it actually fit the need of like what the SE was for. When I feel the new SEs don't really do that anymore. If they went back to like a form factor like this, then maybe. So I will put the SE. I actually have one. I bought one recently, not that long ago. And I plan on do a video where I use it for a week or something like that. I have like eyes in my eye. So yeah. I'm going to put that in the A tier because I feel like that was a very quality iPhone. Okay, so now let's get into the phones where I really wanted but I didn't get at the time. The 5S, 5C. These are also really good phones similar to the SE. I will put the 5S and the 5. I'll put the 5S in the A tier and I'll put the 5C in the B tier. Yeah, I think the 5C was pretty cool. I thought for people who wanted like colors for the phones, I thought it was like a cool idea. So the small form factor at the time I thought it was pretty cool. It was a cheaper option for people who didn't want the 5S, and the back was not glass so it wouldn't break. I think that was a big thing too. Alright, so now we're gonna move on to looks like the regular 5, and I think the regular 5 is also an S tier phone. This was probably one of my favorite iPhones ever. Yeah, I think I messed up. No, yeah, that's perfect. The 5 was probably one of the best phones ever. I'm thinking I'm going to put the 5S in S tier too. So I actually am because it was simply just improvement over it. So I don't see why I would drop it down a little bit more. Yeah, I thought those were really good phones. Yeah, I thought that the 5 was like the hit on the nail with the design. It was a perfect design. They look amazing. They felt great in the hand, nice and small for at the time, And that's when iPhones like really like started to blow up around the 4, and everybody just loved it. This is why I got put it there. So I did like a little quick research. I know something was up where my listing. Bendgate happened on the 6 series, and I put in an A tier. I'm going to acknowledge it. I didn't come a counter with the Bendgate stuff, but I will acknowledge that it did cause some issues in the phone, and because of that, I'm going to just do a little bit of knocking down. I'm going to put the 6 here, but I still think it's a notch below. Or actually, maybe not. Maybe I should put that there and then put these 6S's and 8s here because they fixed the Bendgate issue, so it's a little bit better. So I just want to make that real quick change where I realized a mistake where I had to notch Bendgate, but I also had to notch one more gate that happened too. We come on the 4 series, the 4S and 4. So I'm actually gonna put the 4S in the S tier, but the 4s are gonna go down to C tier. It was an awesome design, right? Antenna gate happened. You had to get a free bumper case to make it work right. It's the way you hold the phone. Apple, you admitted, you made the issue with putting the antenna in the wrong spot. It caused issues for the phone. I had to put in the C tier because of that, but the design was freaking awesome. Probably one of the best designs. There's rumors that the iPhone 14 might copy something similar from the 4 and the 4S, so I'm looking forward to that. But because of that, C for 4. 4S fixed the issue, and I think the 4S, as along with the 5 and the 5S, are S tier iPhones, so I'll put them up there. Alright, so now we got 3 iPhones left. We got the OG, we got the 3GS, and the 3G. I'm gonna go from here. The OG iPhone's S tier phone. Yes, it's the very first model and stuff like that. But because of that, it was the iPhone that kicked things off that made us even possible to have something like this today. So if you don't put an S tier, it's kind of this wrong. What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, come on, man. And then I'll put the 3GS, A tier, and I'll put the 3G. S tier 2 because 3G introduced the App Store, and a bunch of things that we also have now. So I feel like it had to be the S tier iPhone because it was the stepping stone to get to the modern iPhones we have today, Alright, so I think that's it. This is our tier list right here. So let's do a recap. We have 6 S tier iPhones, I believe, are S tier. We got the 10, the 5, the 5S, the 4S, the iPhone, and 3G. 8 tier, we got the 13 Pro Max, the 13 Pro, the 10R, SE, 6 Plus, 6S Plus, 6S, 3GS, 3GS, and then for the B tier we have 13 Mini, 13, 12 Pro Max, 12, 11 Pro Max, 11 Pro, 11, 6 Plus, 6, and 5C. C tier we got the 12 Pro, 12 Pro Mini, XX Max, 10S Max, 10S, 7 Plus, 7, 4. D tier we got the 8 and the 8 Plus. E tier SE2, F tier SE3. That is our iPhone tier list. So there you go. Do you agree with my list? If you do, let me know in the comments below. If you don't, let me know in the comments below. Alright. So thank you for watching this video. I had fun doing this, and I hope you had a great time. Peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.